This video intends to illustrate best practices to use ultraviolet germicidal chambers in biosecurity programs. Ultraviolet or UV germicidal chambers, also known as UV boxes, are used in farm biosecurity programs to decontaminate objects entering farms. In these chambers, UV light is used to inactivate pathogens by destroying or disrupting the pathogen's nucleic acid. This results in a reduction in the number of viable organisms on surfaces. More specifically, UVC is the portion of the UV light that has germicidal effect and ranges from 200 to 280 nanometers wavelength. Effectiveness of the UVC light depends mostly on the length of time of UVC exposure and UVC light intensity. To be effective, UVC rays must directly strike the microorganisms. Many production systems have incorporated UV germicidal chambers into their biosecurity protocols, and this video provides steps for how to properly use UV germicidal chambers for maximum effectiveness. We want you to remember NOPERS, which stands for New Bulbs Regularly, organize routine cleanings of UV chamber, place items in direct exposure to the UVC light, rotate objects based on bulb placement, reflective sidewalls, safety first, NOPERS. New bulbs regularly. The intensity of the UVC light bulbs decreases over time. UVC bulbs lose germicidal effectiveness over time and may need to be replaced even though the bulb has not burnt out. To get maximum effect, it is important to change the bulbs regularly. Most manufacturers recommend replacing the bulbs every 6 to 12 months, depending on manufacturer specifications. Organize routine cleanings of UV chamber. UV chamber maintenance also includes periodically wiping down the cooled UVC bulbs with a soft towel containing alcohol to remove any dust buildup, since dust can decrease the effectiveness of the UVC lamps. Do not touch the UV bulbs with bare hands, as natural oils in the hands may leave fingerprints and may create a dead space on the bulb's surface. In addition, keep the interior of the UV box clean of debris and unnecessary materials. Place items in direct exposure to the UVC light. Since UVC light works by directly striking the microorganisms, it's very important that items are placed in a single layer. There are no shadows between objects, no secondary containers are used, and there is no dirt or organic material coating the objects. If items are placed on top of each other, not all of the surfaces are coming into contact with the UVC light, representing a risk for pathogens to enter the farm. Place one object at a time or leave enough space between objects to get maximum UVC light exposure, avoiding shadows between objects. Do not place objects inside containers such as plastic bags or Tupperware, even if these are transparent. The UVC light will not be able to penetrate the container. To illustrate this concept, we placed a plate in a UV chamber for 5 minutes without a lid and a plate with a transparent lid. The plate that had the lid on had significantly more bacterial colonies than the plate that received direct UV light exposure, indicating that the UVC light could not travel through the lid and thus the bacteria could not be inactivated. In addition, if an object has dirt or is coated with organic material, it is recommended that first this organic material is removed by wiping the surface of the object. Rotate objects based on bulb placement. If there are no lights on the side or sides of the UV chamber, we recommend that the objects are rotated and then treated again in order to ensure that all sides of an object are exposed to UVC light. In addition, make sure the items are placed on a rack to allow UV light to shine on the items, in particular if there are lights on the bottom of the chamber. Reflective sidewalls. To obtain maximal effect of the UV bulbs in the chamber, ensure that the chamber walls contain a reflective material such as aluminum. This helps to enhance the effect of the UV bulbs by reflecting and redirecting the UVC light. Safety first. Safety is always the most important item to consider. Exposure to UV radiation can cause extreme discomfort and serious injury. Therefore, eyes and skin must be protected from direct and reflected UVC light. Never open a UV chamber that is in operation. Never touch or look at a lit UV light without protective equipment. With these UV germicidal chamber tips and rules, you can stay safe and keep your farm free from disease. And remember, no PRRS,